Hey Troglodytes, welcome back to another episode of Trogly's Guitars. Today we have a 2008 robot guitar that's been, well, de-roboted. So this is kind of like a studio mixed with a standard. It's interesting because the robots, I think they're around, what, 2000 new, and then used you can get them around 13, 14 or so. But whoever did the modifications to this guitar knew what they were doing, and it was a good idea. Personally, I hate robot guitars. I can see the use for them, but I think I'd just rather tune my own guitar. I know having a knob here that would select a different tuning just like that sounds very good, but it's just very frustrating to use. So I definitely understand why this one was converted back to traditional specs. But what that means for you is you can get a really cool custom finished guitar with gold hardware now that nobody else is going to have. This is a very nice kind of sparkle green, metallic green going on. There's not a lot of sparkle in it, but there is a little bit. It's got a very, very dark fretboard on it. I almost want to say it's ebony. It might be a rich light. I forgot to look it up before the video. But I would almost bet on ebony, really. Let's take a look up here. The top of the headstock here, it seems a little smaller than a traditional standard. But you do have the cool crown inlay, which I totally think looks like a frog. And then you got your mother of pearl Gibson logo that kind of stands apart from a traditional like studio. And you got your binding on the headstock. The nut on this guitar has been replaced, as you can see. Professionally done, professionally slotted, professionally set up. This guitar is a professional guitar. The frets are in great shape. Very, very mild fretwear. Honestly, I don't see any fretwear, but we're still going to say there's some mild fretwear. And it plays nice up and down. I just oiled the fretboard, so any like residue you see up here, that's just some oil yet on it that I'll continue to wipe off. And now onto the awesome green body. You'll notice the lack of binding. I kind of wish it had binding. If you really want binding, I'm sure I can send it down to my luthier and he can do you up with some binding on the front there for not too much. But I'm guessing pretty well everything has been swapped out on this guitar. You kind of got these gold top hat knobs. You have Gibson USA humbuckers. I forget what they are right now, but it's like the 498T or something. I'm pretty confident this is the 500T. That gold cover, as you can see, does not actually fit that pickup. So you can still use it, but if you like to adjust the height of your pole pieces, you're not going to be able to do that because it doesn't line up perfectly. I guess you still kind of could. You just have to raise the cover up a little bit too. So it's not a perfect fit, but it completes the gold look. You have a genuine Gibson ABR1 bridge. However, it was slotted upside down. I'm pretty confident ABR1s are supposed to be the other way around, but when I did it on there like that, like how it's supposed to be, the slottings just weren't right, so it kind of made the top E string sound like a sitar, that wow type thing to it. But we're good now that it's back on the incorrect way, I guess you could say. So it's all Gibson hardware on it. They went all out. You've got, quite a few light scratches here, a few indentations, and a few light dings, but nothing major. It's just kind of a cool green Les Paul. I know, I've always kind of wanted a green Les Paul. I was tempted to put like a Trogly's Dragon on it somewhere. What I personally really like is this neck. It just appears to have a slightly darker green to it. It's kind of more of a forest green, where everything else, it just appears a little bit lighter. Maybe it's just the way the light hits the neck here. As you can see, your serial number 2008, gold Grover tuners. No breaks, cracks, or repairs. Obviously, when the nut was changed, there's a little tiny bit of finish damage there, but not a lot. Very common when you change the nut out. I would say it's kind of a medium neck profile. I mean, it's starting to get towards 50s, but not quite there. And I guess on the headstock right there, you can see where the robot tuners kind of left a little bit of an indentation. I'm talking about these things. But overall, I mean, it's really not boogered up as bad as you probably would think with all that robot stuff. Let's see here. Back of the guitar, I mean, is fairly clean. I mean, you don't have tons of buckle rash or anything. I mean, you can see the wood grain underneath. And you do have a little bit of wear, but I mean, that's probably the worst of it, a scratch right there. And the original pot cover plate there, control cavity, was transparent because they wanted to let you see all the robot stuff. But now it's been upgraded with what looks like 500K pots, looks like Mojo tone, something like that. So pretty well everything on this guitar was upgraded, including the strap buttons to strap locks. It's just a really cool guitar. I mean, if you don't want a robot, but you want, you know, one of these cool metallic green finishes, this is definitely a very good option for you. Something to note is the original robots, I mean, they had their robot stuff on one of these knobs. I think it was this one. And if you take these off, there's, let's see if we can see it. Yeah, there you go. You can see there's actually holes underneath them. That is from the original robot stuff. So this guitar is actually fairly light because of some of the chambering for the robots electronics. If I remember correctly, without the back plate on, it was like 8 pounds, 4.3 ounces. So probably around 8.5, 8.6. as far as the weight. So it's a very manageable weight and a decent neck profile. It's not, you know, 60s. It's not quite 50s either, but it's just right. I forgot to bring the case over here, but it's your standard Gibson USA black reptile case with white interior. No funky smells or anything like that. So, if you think you might be interested in owning this beautiful unroboted robot with gold hardware, feel free to contact me on my Facebook page, facebook.com/Troglys, Trogoys. You can also check out the Reverb listing. And hey, don't forget to subscribe to our channel to see all the guitars as we list them. Alright, I'll catch you later, Troglodytes. Bye.